What would you say to Papua New Guineans who feel hopeless about the future? I think it is an important question, and to have your
Yeah,
perspective is important.
I would say to Papua New Guineans who are hopeless about the future, the first thing I'd say is run to God because He's the source of everything. We say sometimes we question why do bad things happen to good people, but there's some questions that we wouldn't know the answer to, and for me that would be one. For in terms of hope for Papua New Guineans, maybe the biggest thing that's coming to me right now is the kind of leadership we've seen coming on the political scene since the last elections in 2022. We've got leaders now who are fighting against the grain, who are swimming upstream. And my advice to all Papua New Guineans, especially those in adulthood from 18 years and above and who have the power to vote, is to use that power, people's power, to vote for leaders who really have that vision and value the people so that we do not have to travel far to see development, but we can see it happening in our own places, and our children, our younger generations can grow up with this.
What
So
advice would
to,
you give fathers struggling to rebuild their lives about or after failure?
the advice I would give to fathers is to feel that pain and to feel that hunger and use it as motivation to become better people every day, better than yesterday, and to seek divine intervention because we cannot do everything with our own strength. We need to really go within, and it helps us to think outside the box. I used to wonder what thinking outside the box was. But when I got into the postgraduate studies, to me personally, I think that to be able to, I think they call it metacognition, thinking about thinking, uh, is that we have to go in within ourselves, and maybe those light bulb moments can occur. And to be encouraged that others have gone through it, like I myself, 30 years of pain and despair, and I'm still standing today. So that would be the encouragement to others. If others can do it, then why can't you?
And what has your son Elijah taught you through this journey together?
Yeah, I go back to my sons, Elijah, my firstborn, Iga, and my second-born, Numa. They were born when I was 20, 24, 25. Elijah, what I would say is that the journey, it's to do with like education, because he studied engineering and now he's into online trading and helping me with content creation. And I look at the the education system as kind of a bit outdated, uh, with especially with modern technology, where we hear stories of people making a good life from, say, AI and technology. My son Elijah seems to be more like they say the survival of the fittest. All my children, they seem to be more smarter than me, and by taking this lead, my daughter is critical. She's 17 this year. When I talk about content creation, she rolls her eyes. Um, she wants to do well in school and become a pilot. So for Elijah getting involved, it's exposing him to this. And hopefully the next couple of years, we see some fruits, and that should just inspire the whole family.
What does
Yeah,
success mean to you now compared to when you were younger?
yeah, success to me now compared to when I was younger. When we're young, it's all about pride, I think. and ego. But now that I've advanced and I'm getting older, I think success to me is more about having that inner peace. Whether we have money or not, um, there's this other influencer, Myron Golden, who talks about who talks about rich glad and poor glad, or rich sad and poor sad. So when going through our struggles, if we can be glad, if we can be happy, and when say prosperity, money wise comes, then you'll still be happy. But if we're sad or if we are mad with our nothingness, and even when prosperity comes, I don't think we'll change much.
Is there a
Or
question you
enough
wish
peace.
people asked more often about Papua New Guinea, PNG?
Yeah, the question I think people would ask more is to do with our local untouched rainforests and our oceans. Even though lately there was a volcano that erupted underwater at my mom's place, which it was a really beautiful place, so like virgin. And now I've heard that there's sediments around there. Those are the sort of questions that like I'd really love to have instead of just focusing on the city and all the trouble that's happening here. That would be one. And maybe the other is the questions you've been asking, like about the village settings and how it is back there. Taking into mind that like it's just been a century or so since we've come into colonization.
So we will remember those two questions. So you have to
Yeah.
create a little or two different videos to explain those after. It will be
Yes.
interesting about the environment and the volcano, how things
Yeah.
came.
I've got
Yeah,
yeah, I've got
it'll
some
be
footage. I've
interesting.
got some I'm sorry. I've got some footage of when I went over in March. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll try hopefully I can get hold of a laptop soon. Yeah.
Excellent. So finally, when history remembers your contribution, even, how would you want to be remembered?
Okay, with that one, maybe from a human point of view, I'll probably use a farm animal metaphor. I'd say I'd like to be remembered as an underdog, a black sheep who never really kind of deserved what I thought I worked hard for, maybe in terms of promotions in the workplace. Uh, Someone who chases dreams, who there's this song, I'm not sure if you heard about it or you heard of it. It's by Casting Crowns, and they say only Jesus. The title of the song is Only Jesus. Because at the end of the day, all this world offers you is like empty promises. And for my legacy, it would be surviving 5 car accidents or more, uh, because of the grace of God and His mercy, and that He spared me for a purpose, a specific purpose, and that's to help and serve those around me.